Okay, what if I told you we could fix America's healthcare mess, turn our national debt into a mind-boggling surplus, and stick over $1,000 back into your pocket every single month? And get this, we could do it all with one single, absolutely radical move. Yeah, it sounds completely impossible, I know, but that's exactly what we're going to break down right now. All right, so here's our game plan. First up, we're going to dig into the bizarre paradox at the very heart of American healthcare. Then we'll look at the ideological gridlock that's kept us stuck for, like, forever. After that, we get to the good stuff, the radical proposal itself. We'll look at the jaw-dropping economic numbers behind it, and then we'll get real about the one huge, fundamental trade-off this whole thing depends on. So first things first, let's just lay out the problem. And it's a big one. The US healthcare system, it's a total outlier on the world stage. We spend more money than anyone else on the planet, by a lot. But as you're about to see, all that cash doesn't buy us better health. Not even close. Just look at this chart. It says it all, right? The amount the US spends per person on healthcare is just astronomical compared to every other wealthy, developed nation. I mean, it's not even a small gap. We are literally in a league of our own when it comes to shelling out cash for healthcare. But here's the part that's truly insane. For all that record-breaking spending, we get this. Americans have a lower life expectancy than people in those other countries. Let that sink in. We are paying a premium, top dollar price for a worse product. That right there, that's the American healthcare paradox in a nutshell. To really wrap your head around the scale of this, think about it like this. Healthcare eats up a staggering 18% of our entire economy. 18%. For most other developed countries, that number is, somewhere around 10 or 12%. That gap, we're talking trillions of dollars that could be going anywhere else. So where is all that extra money going? Well, this is the infuriating part. A giant slice of it, way bigger than in other countries, never even pays for a single doctor's visit or prescription. It just vanishes. It gets sucked into this bureaucratic black hole of insurance company profits, ridiculously complex billing, and just pure administrative waste. Our sources show a nurse can spend a third of their time, not with patients, but on paperwork. It's just a colossal, inefficient machine. So you have to ask, right? If the problem is this glaringly obvious, why on earth haven't we fixed it? Well, the answer goes way deeper than just dollars and cents. It's actually baked into this fundamental conflict in American political thinking. Check this out. Research from Yale breaks it down perfectly. It's not really about one side wanting big government and the other wanting small government. That's too simple. The reality is, both sides want the government to step in, just in completely opposite parts of our lives. The left wants the government to provide for the group economically, things like healthcare and social safety nets. The right wants the government to protect the group socially. And this basic disagreement creates total gridlock on an issue like universal healthcare. And believe me, this fight is not new. This has been going on for almost 100 years. Just look at this timeline, from FDR in the 30s to Truman, all the way to Clinton in the 90s. Presidents have tried to get some kind of universal care passed. And every single time, the effort has crashed and burned against the exact same wall of ideological resistance and powerful industry lobbying. Okay, so we've got a ridiculously expensive, underperforming system and a political environment that makes it impossible to fix. So the source material we're digging into today doesn't just suggest a little tweak here or a minor reform there. Nope, it proposes we blow the whole thing up and start over, a complete paradigm shift. So what is this one thing, this silver bullet? It's as radical as it is simple. Are you ready for this? Make private health insurance illegal. Just get rid of it. Gone. Imagine a world with no more premiums, no deductibles, no copays. The entire industry that profits by standing between you and your doctor is just removed from the equation. And what you're left with is what's called a single-payer system. The concept is super simple, actually. Instead of thousands of different insurance companies and plans, one public entity pays all the bills. That's it. All the money we're already spending just gets funneled through one place to pay the doctors and hospitals. Now, the plan itself is ambitious, for sure, but it's pretty straightforward. Step one, you take all the messy, separate government programs we already have, Medicare, Medicaid, the VA, all of it, and you merge them into one. Step two, you expand that new single system to cover every single person in the country. And step 3, you pay for it all by redirecting the trillions of dollars that governments, businesses, and you are already spending into this one super efficient pot. Okay, this is where the numbers get, well, honestly, they get kind of hard to believe. The argument here is that this isn't just about fixing healthcare. This is a blueprint for a total economic transformation of the entire country. Hey, remember that bureaucratic black hole we talked about? Well, by just getting rid of the private insurance industry and all its useless complexity, this proposal projects we would save over $600 billion every single year. That's money that's just being lit on fire right now that could go straight to actually helping people. But the long-term impact, this is what's really staggering. The analysis projects that this single move wouldn't just wipe out our national debt. It would create a $109 trillion economic surplus over the next 10 years. $109 trillion. I mean, that's a number so big it almost feels fake, but that's the projection. So how do you get to a number that big? It's all about the ripple effect. Suddenly, businesses are freed from the crushing weight of providing insurance so they can invest in growing and actually paying people more. For you, getting rid of premiums and deductibles is how you get that $1,000+ a month back in your bank account. People are no longer trapped in dead-end jobs just for the health benefits, this thing called job lock, which would unleash this huge wave of new businesses. It all adds up to create a massive, economy-wide boom. Okay, so the potential upside is just astronomical. But let's be honest, an impartial analysis from the Congressional Budget Office points out that there's no such thing as a free lunch. There is a huge, unavoidable trade-off sitting at the very center of this idea.
So here it is. This is the trade. Right now, we all live with individual financial risk. It's that fear in the back of your head, the risk that you could get sick, lose your job, and be wiped out financially. This proposal gets rid of that completely, but it replaces it with systemic political risk. Now, the entire healthcare system, its budget, the quality of care, your access to a doctor, it all becomes dependent on the political winds in Washington, D.C. and the annual fights over the federal budget.
And this isn't just a theory, right? You can look around the world and see how other countries handle these exact same trade-offs. Canada controls its costs with fixed budgets for hospitals. But yeah, that can lead to long wait times for some procedures. The UK sometimes rations care through waiting lists. There is no perfect system out there. Every single one involves making a different set of tough choices. This quote from the fiscal analysis just nails it. A universal system protects everyone from financial ruin because of an illness. That's the huge benefit. But the trade-off is that it concentrates all the risk into the political process. The health of the entire nation becomes just another line item in the federal budget, up for debate every single year. And that leaves us with the billion or maybe the trillion-dollar question. Is having guaranteed care for every single person worth the risk of putting the entire system at the mercy of political debate? Or is our current system, where you bear all the financial risk yourself, the better option? That is the fundamental choice at the heart of this radical prescription.